The Holocaust was the systematic state-sponsored genocide of 6 million Jewish people across Europe, carried out by Nazi Germany between 1941 and 1945. Referred to by the Nazis as the final solution, this plan aimed to annihilate the entire Jewish population of Europe. Driven by a virulent ideology of anti-Semitism, the Nazis viewed Jews as an existential threat to the Aryan race and believed their extermination was necessary to secure German dominance. The Holocaust was not an isolated event, but the culmination of years of escalating persecution, including discriminatory laws, forced deportations, and widespread violence against Jewish communities. The Nazi regime developed increasingly radical policies that ultimately led to the systematic extermination of Jews in a network of death camps designed to kill people on an industrial scale. To implement the final solution, the Nazis constructed death camps in occupied Poland and other parts of Eastern Europe. Unlike concentration camps, which had existed since the 1930s to imprison political dissidents, homosexuals, Romani people, and others deemed undesirable, the death camps were designed explicitly for mass murder. Camps like Auschwitz-Birkenau, Treblinka, Sobibor, Belzec, and Chelmno were equipped with gas chambers and crematoria, capable of killing thousands of people each day. At Auschwitz, the largest and most infamous camp, trainloads of Jews arrived daily, often after enduring days in overcrowded cattle cars without food or water. Upon arrival, men, women, and children were subjected to a selection process by Nazi doctors. Those deemed fit for labor were sent to work, while the elderly, sick, women with small children, and others judged unfit were sent directly to the gas chambers. In these chambers, victims were told they were going to be disinfected, but were instead exposed to Zyklon B, a cyanide-based pesticide that caused death by asphyxiation within minutes. The bodies were then burned in crematoria, reducing any trace of the mass killings. The Nazis killed people on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend. In less than 4 years, millions of men, women, and children were systematically murdered. It is hard to understand how such mass murder could happen, given the sheer scale of coordination and the number of individuals involved in carrying out the Holocaust. The Nazis created an entire bureaucracy dedicated to identifying, rounding up, and transporting Jews to the camps. Trains were requisitioned, timetables coordinated, and entire departments established to ensure that the logistics of genocide ran smoothly. Thousands of soldiers, guards, and administrators participated in the extermination process, often carrying out their duties with chilling efficiency. Many ordinary people were complicit, from railway workers who operated the trains transporting Jews to the camps to local officials who helped identify and round up Jewish families. Some participated out of ideological conviction, others out of fear, and many simply because they were following orders in a highly militarized and authoritarian regime. Understanding the Holocaust is further complicated by the paradox of how a modern, industrialized society could orchestrate such unprecedented atrocities. The Nazis employed advanced technologies and scientific methods to kill millions of people efficiently, treating genocide as a technical and administrative challenge rather than a moral horror. The dehumanization of Jews, whom the Nazis depicted as subhuman in propaganda and rhetoric, allowed many to rationalize or ignore the brutality of their actions. The Nazis created a system that made mass murder seem routine, removing the perpetrators from the direct consequences of their actions. Many Germans and others across occupied Europe lived within sight or sound of the camps, but either did not know the full extent of what was happening or chose to remain silent, reflecting both the pervasive fear under Nazi rule and the powerful influence of Nazi propaganda that portrayed the Jews as enemies of the state. The Holocaust stands as one of the darkest chapters in human history, demonstrating the depths of cruelty that humans can reach when prejudice, hatred, and totalitarianism are combined with modern industrial capabilities. The scale, methodical planning, and execution of the genocide are difficult to grasp fully. And even today, decades later, the world struggles to understand how such a profound evil could have occurred. The Holocaust was not a sudden event, but a culmination of years of escalating anti-Semitic measures, shaped by a toxic ideology that found expression in the brutal machinery of the Nazi state. This genocide remains a powerful reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred, prejudice, and authoritarianism, urging current and future generations to remember the victims and ensure such atrocities are never repeated.